Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, whatever your time you're watching. This is another stream, another Friday morning stream, and this time we're doing something a bit different, a bit similar to what we've done before, but a bit different. So we're doing a refactoring stream where I look at someone's code and refactor it if there's anything to improve. But this time we're looking at a game. So it's a game from someone who was a graduate 5 years ago, so it's quite an old code base, but they built this game with JavaScript, and if I'm being honest, it looks really good. I mean, look at the cool pixel art, just the way it plays, and I'll go into the code in a bit, but I think I might spend the first few minutes of the stream just playing the game, and then I'll go through the code later. So this is going to be an hour and a half stream. I won't go for too long. I'll try and stick with that time. But, oh, hey, so someone's joined already. That was very quick. Hi, sorry I missed the last stream. Don't worry. There's no judgment here. Okay, I'm going to open the chat in the web browser because I much prefer reading the chat in the browser than I do in the Streamlabs app. And if you were at the last stream, there were some issues with just the stream in general. The CPU was going funny, so I've cut down a few things. So I've got rid of the spotlight on the Mac, which sucks up CPU like crazy. I've also gone with the optimized latency tool, I think, in Streamlabs OBS, so it might change the resolution of the stream or change the latency, but yeah, so that's what's happening. So yeah, let's first go ahead and play this game. So this game is called it's called Chairman of the Board. Okay, so Chairman of the Board. Actually, I've got some sunlight coming on my screen, but I'll just go ahead and play it. So we're going to play the game first, and then we're going to look at how the game was built using JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. Like I said, it's an old game, it's 5 years old, so I'm not going to be too harsh on the person's code. I'm sure he's improved, he or she, they've improved much more since this game was released, but let's go ahead and play it. So click on the instructions first. I'll zoom in a tiny bit so you can read it a bit more. And yeah, so you start a corporate career as a mailroom clerk, try to climb the ranks, encounter some scenarios. Okay, it sounds quite interesting. Let's go ahead and do that. I've got some music in the background, which you shouldn't be able to hear because it's copyrighted, but it's distracting me listening to music and reading at the same time. So if the reading's bad, that's probably why. Okay, earn confidence points, proper reactions. I think I've read enough. Let's go ahead and start playing. So we'll hit play. The building you're in looks brand spanking new on the outside, yet you discover that the mailroom equipment outdates you by decades. Something's wrong with the printer again, and it appears to spit out a gibberish error. Okay, what do you do? Search online. Well, as a developer, I'd search online. But I guess I'm not a developer in this case. I'm a lawyer, right? I'm a clerk. So I'll just submit a ticket, hope they fix it. That seems like the best thing to do. Main tenants never respond and you can't turn in your daily mail summary, and your manager chews you out. Bummer. Oof. Next scene, let's go. So I've got is it minus 30 confidence? Wow. Next scene. While in a hurry to filter out corporation junk mail, you then accidentally drop your stack of envelopes and see that one of them is addressed to the chairman with confidential label, and the text reads, You remember you have stock in the company and this is information that could affect you. What do you do? I'll just read it. Yeah, I'm saying, I don't know what I'll do actually. I'll be a goody two-shoes and deliver it to the chairman. What does he say? She takes a look at the letter and appreciates just the ones send it through the tube. Oh, okay, nice. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. Confidence is minus 60. Does it ever go up? Your co-workers on the mail floor are up in arms. They're talking about going on strike due to their wage being Perhaps you slip through the cracks. Hide it. Okay, since your time, it's like you've managed to form a strong bond with the mail. Okay, you're. I think it's amazing to know that I'm just focused on the game so much. I'm not worrying about how it was built, which is a sign of a good game. You avoid the conversation altogether. I want to get some confidence points. How do you get confidence points? What should I do? It's not quite obvious. I'm just going to guess. Do that one. Boom. Confidence has gone up. Yes. Okay. Root without pay goes by, and the big wig ignore your pleas for high wages. So what should you have to do? Do you have to do bad things to get high confidence? You are the youngest and most tech savvy, and okay, looking to maximize your efficiency is quite frustrating, working so hard, not feeling like you've made an impact in the company. You have found time to fix one thing before you see promotion in the future. What's your priority? I'll just do that one. Confidence -1. Oof. Okay, I see where this is going. Use confidence points. What? Okay, would you like to try for promotion? I don't know. Both are quite bad, so I'll use brownie points. Okay, drop the ball, didn't land your promotion. That's fine. Reincarnate. Oh, okay. So does it start again? Okay, it starts again. Fine. So I've just gone through the game, and it keeps your confidence and brownie points. So I kind of see how this is working. You pick an option. I think it remembers what you've picked. So I don't think it refreshes the browser, so it's not server side, which makes sense. It's all client side, and you pick an option. I don't know where it goes, in memory or in local storage, doesn't really matter. And then it gives you results based on what you've picked. So I guess there's going to be a lot of if and else clauses, if and else statements, and based on what you pick, it takes you to a certain page or certain path. So let's go ahead and have a look at the codes for that. So this is the way the files are structured. It's quite nice in the sense that I didn't have to install any packages. There's no package JSON. However, it's what I'm used to. So I was expecting to have like npm i to install, but I guess as a graduate project, this is the best way to learn, just to have a simple JavaScript, CSS, and HTML folder without any complex stuff. So this is fine. The title image is here, which is a nice pixel art. I wonder if he made it himself, if he did the art himself, because that would be really impressive, because pixel art is quite tough. So nice pixel art going on here. We've got an example of, I guess, the game in action. And we've got a readme, so I won't focus on this too much because who reads readmes, right? I mean, we just go straight to the code. So let's do that. Oh, wait, have we got credits down here? This is the font. Someone's at my door. Somebody's at my door. I'm gonna have to pause the screen. The stream? The stream. Give me a sec. Okay, we're back, and I was looking at this credits actually. There's meant to be some sounds, but I didn't hear anything. So maybe we can look into fixing that. And yeah, unless I've got that turned off. Do I have that turned off on my browser? Is that muted? No, not muted. So that was a bit weird. Okay, let's go into the code. So this is the index HTML page. We'll see how that works. Got some styles, Google fonts, which is cool. I think one thing that jumps to me immediately is that there's a lot of divs, which is fine, but there are other elements you can use in HTML. So you can use articles, sections, main. So this should actually be in a main tag. I want to get the right one. That should be like that. I mean, these are just really small things. Just makes it easier to read and break things down. So if things repeat, you can put them in an article tag, but that's just small fry really. So here. So these things can go in articles, like so. I don't know what this is actually. What is this? Game div. Just make it a bit easier to read. Okay, well that looks good. We've got buttons here, but no forms. I guess it's just for style reasons, right? So I guess that's fine. If the button is submitting something or is not submitting something, it should have type button, because by default buttons have got type submit. is it type? Yeah, type, type submit, which means they're submitting a form. But my assumption is these buttons aren't submitting forms because there are no forms. I can't see a form tag anywhere. So these buttons should actually have type buttons. So all of them should have type buttons. Like so. So that's one thing to improve. There's probably an easier way to do this, but at the moment I'll do it one by one. Okay. Footer's good, I like that, using the footer tag. I think I'm gonna burp. Cool. Back in. All right, header tag's great, footer tag's great. We have JS at the bottom, which is cool. I think these can be asynced, right? Because they're not, let me have a look. So if I do a defer, just to get the whole page to load first, will that break the game? Let's have a look. So I'm gonna refresh. Oh, well, that works fine. There are already 5 errors, so I didn't cause these. I don't know what causes them, but, oh, so here we go. The sound is missing, so it's expecting to have sounds that it can't find. So we can address that. We'll find out what's causing that error. Cool. So I think apart from that, the HTML to me looks good. There's a lot of IDs. I'm assuming this is used for styling. I'd prefer to use classes for styling, so that's something to keep in mind. But they might not be used for styling. I'm just assuming they are because there's a lot of IDs. What else can we do here? I think no. Yeah, this is all fine. I mean, you could add more meta things here, but that's fine. Cool. All right. So we're going to go into the JS code and we'll go into the init file. Loop sounds. Okay, so first off, the sounds are not working. So there's a problem there. Menu music. Where's that come from? So, okay, I've seen this in the other code I reviewed, but I think in most files, it's nice, like this is the init file. It's nice to see a starting function that kicks everything off. And I can't seem to find that here. There are all these functions like load game. And how does that get, okay, so this is when, okay, so when the content's loaded, this will hit fine. Start game. So that's triggers it, okay. And it's nice to have the function that is used beneath it, if that makes sense. So it's easier to read, so I can see load game, and then start game is the next one. What's start screen? Okay, so where does this come from? Will it tell me? No, slide down, no. Okay, fine, we'll find that. Instructions div. Where is that coming from? Also, this probably wasn't around. I mean, I'm sure ES6 was around 5 years ago, ES5. But arrow functions for stuff like this make it a bit easier to read, in my opinion, instead of the function keywords. So that's that. Start game. Okay, I'd love to know where this is coming from, where these things are coming from. There's jQuery in place, so I wonder if that's doing anything funky. We will look at the var. Here we go. So we've got a bunch of vars, which is fine. I mean, I guess 5 years ago, ES6 was around, but I guess it wasn't as prevalent. So what we could do is change all this to const. Can't redeclare. Okay, so this is redeclared somewhere. These are redeclared, that's fine. So this can be a let. Why is it redeclared? Is that on purpose? Because you can't have, they have the exact same name. Is that must be some kind of mistake. Yeah, it must be a mistake. So we'll make this let. So I think what's happening is this has been declared and this is overwriting that. But I don't know why. Everything else is fine as a const, which is good. Nothing in the chat so far, I don't think. Which is fine. Okay. So change all the vars to consts. So we've got this console log, which isn't really necessary. Does that trigger? I don't see, oh, it does. JS loaded up there. Fine, so that triggers. I'll zoom in a bit so you can see that. Cool. So does this run first? How does that work? Let me see the HTML. Okay, so we've got scenarios runs first and then vars. Why does scenario run first? What's special about scenarios? Okay, again, a const, but that's not a big deal. I'll format that with my formatter. Mailroom. Is that not how you spell mailroom? And it's important for people to have spell checkers because that was a problem I had before, not having a spell checker. And yeah, typos are not good in code. Okay, so we've got job positions, title scenarios. What's going on here? So it's an array of objects, I think. Okay, so we've got 2 objects, fine. This is actually quite nice. I'll give him that. This is actually really nice. So we've got all the scenarios in one file, which is really cool. So I wonder how that works, because there's no kind of import export going on, right? Where is this used? Job positions in the scripts. Oh, there's another scripts file. Okay, fine. This looks like it's got some heavy logic going on here. Okay, so these vars. Okay, I see. So this is using assets, fine. So it can't find the audio. I've never actually used the audio class before. This is new to me. Okay, that's nice. But why can't it find this? It's so weird. Because technically it should find it, right? So it's going out of this file. Oh, it needs to go out. Does it need to go out twice? No. Does it have to go out twice? As in, like that? I don't think so. Assets, audio, menu, right? So that all exists. Unless certain browsers can't play WAVs. No, it says it's not found. So that fix it yet? No, yeah, that fixed something. So let's try that again. No, okay, so that's not it. Why can't it find them? Because they should be in here, right? Assets, audio, menu, WAV. Huh. I'm completely lost. I think what we could do to fix this issue is, oh, I see what's going on. I think the issue is it's not, yeah, so it's going to users assets, but that doesn't exist. Or is that, no, wait a minute. Yeah, so it's going to users, that assets, it should be going to the file. And the issue this isn't working is because this isn't running on a server. So what I'm going to do, yeah, this is actually quite small to read, but I can run it on a server. So I can do, was it npx http server? Is that how that works? No. Anyway, yeah. The reason it's not working is because this isn't running on a server, and let's do that now. So http server or live server. But I guess the issue with that is that you have to install it. So there needs to be a whole, what do you call it? What's it called? An npm, like a package JSON. And that doesn't currently exist on this folder. Hey, Under69, welcome to the stream. We're not doing anything hacks related today, but you're welcome to join and watch instead. Mr. Sorry you have to go. Okay, that's fine. You can watch this video on demand. This will be around on my channel whenever you want. You can check it out. And it'll be good to see you next Friday when I do another stream. I think I'll actually do a hacks stream next Friday, so Under69 will enjoy that, but you're welcome to join anyway. You're welcome to watch. This will still be quite exciting for people who want to know more about how I code. Okay, so we're doing live server. So we're going to install it globally. And I haven't actually used this before, but I think this is a bit better than the HTTP server because I guess it refreshes after an update. We'll see. Okay, so once that's done, I just want to run it normally on this repository. So is there a CLI? Because I don't want to have to use, I don't want to have a config. It's absolutely fine. Yeah, you're so welcome, Mr. to join. Thank you for joining. You don't have to come every Friday if you've got things to do. I know you're a student. So yeah, feel free to come back next week. If not, feel free to comment in my Discord chat, ask any question you want, and I'll be happy to answer it. So have a good day. Right, can I use this in the CLI? Can I what's the live server in your project directory? Alternatively, you can, okay, so if I just run this in the directory, it should work, right? Let's try that. Let me make this a bit bigger. I don't like using Warp for streaming because the font size can be really awkward. But fingers crossed, that should do something. Okay, so this is what I wanted, but not like that. So yeah, I wanted it just to give me the, yeah, here we go. This is what I want. Also, I forgot to mention, right? Look at the cursor of the game. Look at that. A custom mouse cursor. Wow. That's really cool. Okay, so now the game's running on the server. We should be able to... Is that 8080? Zoom in a bit. We should be able to hear some music, right? No, still no music. Okay. But we don't get errors about missing files. So there should be music. So it just must be a fault on my end. Let's get rid of the one that's running outside the server. That's that one. And I can kill, yeah, that's gone already. Cool. So technically there should be music, so those files are running, but can't see them. Can't hear it. Oh. And the whole thing's broken now. How does that work? What's this saying? What? So the game loads up the first page, but I can't click anything else. That's so weird. Oh, assignment's constant variable. Why does it say that? Is it because it's... Oh, because they're all constants. So because I've made them all constants, I didn't know they were reassigned. That's my bad. Let's make them vars. I mean, maybe this should be lets. I don't know. Okay, so now I can hear the music. You can't hear it, but I can hear it, so that works fine. And I get no errors. So something for the future, if you do want to work on this, person who created this, it makes sense to put it in a server so that certain assets can work, because without a server, it just doesn't work. Okay, so what I'm going to do is make this all let instead of var. Let's do it this way. By the way, I'm using Command Control G on a Mac to select similar terms. So we'll do that, and then this is actually reassigned down here, I think. Action, here we go. So if I save, this refresh, and all good still with lets. Great. So I'll close that. And this is, I guess this is good to be a const. I'm actually going to turn the music off, sorry, because I've got music on in the background and it's conflicting with this one. Cool. Okay, so I think I'm happy with everything here. Yeah, everything here is fine. I mean, one thing I would say is there's double speech marks here and single quotes here, so double quotes. It makes sense to have similar things. There must be a reason why it's done that way. There must be a reason for it. Yeah, okay, so I think, I don't know why it's done that. I think if it's got one of these, it does a single quote. No, I don't know why. So weird. But I formatted the codes and it did that automatically, so I don't know why it did that. But ideally, it makes sense to have uniformity in the way you use quotes. Consistency, that's the word I want, consistency. Cool. Okay, so I've seen what the var does, I've seen what the scenarios do, I've seen what init does, right? And I think it's quite interesting there's no import export, but it's not that big of a deal. Using ES modules for imports and exports. I guess they weren't around 5 years ago, so that's fine. I'll format this because I prefer semicolons at the end of my file. Cool. So I'm just thinking, there's something about this I don't really like, because I didn't know all these variables were coming from this var file. So I guess if we were to have an import, I mean, I won't do that now, but if we were to have like an import, and then we were to import like this from var or something like that, then I'd know where it's coming from. But it's fine the way it is. It was just a bit mysterious to me at the time. Cool. So we've got all this happening when you load the game. Job index is 0, that all makes sense. Button on click, so this is all jQuery stuff. If I did have time, I would go ahead and change all this to use the regular, so the non-jQuery version, so which is a document query selector, which is similar to jQuery but not the same. And also he's selecting the header, which is quite interesting. Why would you select the header? Why would you do that? Is there something funky going on with the header? Fade out. Okay, so we've got some fading going on. Yeah, this is jQuery stuff. So you couldn't do this. Well, you could do it with regular JavaScript, but it would be a lot of work. I think it would have to be done with CSS natively. But anyway, that's fine. Okay. I think I'm good with all this stuff. So load game, start game, fine. I'm happy with all this. I mean, like I said, I'd love to have an import, but this is fine. Okay, so now let's go on to the meat of the code, which is the scripts bit. First off, I'm not a massive fan of comments. I mean, have 1 line, 2 line, that's fine, but having massive comments like this, I think the code should do the documentation and not the comments. So I'm going to take it out for now, or should I read it first? Randomized scenarios. No, I'll just get rid of it. Wow, and this is riddled with comments. So like I said, I'd rather not have any comments. But the code base seems quite small. I expected it to be more complex than this, but this is fine. So career begin. What triggers that? How does that? Okay, so this triggers it. What I'm looking for the first thing that happens when the code. So binary promotion. Where does that get triggered? Okay, on a click. So it looks like when you click, it triggers. So I guess when the game first loads, you've got this init stuff which plays the music, runs the noise. That's fine. And then we've got the load game which does all this stuff. And then when you click a button, then that's what triggers the functions, right? So if I don't know what button that was, I just clicked. I'm assuming that was like I don't know, doesn't matter. So I clicked the button, it triggered one of these functions, and that's what takes place. So I guess that might have triggered career begin. Let's just say it triggered career begin. Start game. So yeah, assuming I clicked on start game, yep, play button. That pauses the music, hides the main screen. Yeah, this is very similar to like a game engine way of making a game, which makes sense. So like the start screen is like a scene for the start. Maybe it should have been its own HTML page. I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, it could be like this. So hides the start screen, hides the header, which I guess is the main thing at the top. And ideally, so there's a bit of a jump, right? So this is where the game starts, and when you play, it jumps up. I would rather it either keeps the space to prevent it jumping up, or this here just slides up, so animate sliding up, because that would keep my focus on the game instead of a sudden jump, and then I'd be like, whoa, what's happening? Why is there a jump? So that's something to improve for next time. Yeah, or we could just keep this up there the whole time. There's no issue with that. Maybe just change the text. It's fine. Cool. So we start game, header fades out, game screen fades in, career begin. So what does career begin to? Okay, so we've got actions div. It just gets rid of the HTML, which is fine. Scene index, what does that do? Career begin pass. Okay, so we've got scene index, which what does that do? Where does that come from? This is the benefit of having like an import export thing, because I can just option click on it and it'll take me to the right place. But because I don't have that in here, scene index. Let's just get rid of this because we don't need that at the moment. Scene index. Okay, reference for scenarios. Okay, so we can just call it scenario index, but this is fine. Scene index is fine. Career begin. So you get the job index, which is 0 at the time. Is that set to 0? So that's set to 0 here already. So assuming this is necessary, I guess this could be like an empty thingy, right? Because it's set here when you load the game. So I don't see the benefit of having it assigned twice. Also, does this happen often? I guess when you start the game, no, it happens once. That's fine. But then why would you need to set that here? Because it seems to me that it will always be 0, right? Like when would it not be 0? Let me have a look. Okay, so it increments. Oh, it goes up here, and there's I guess some incrementation based on when you progress through the game. That's fine. But then when you start the game, oh no, that makes sense. So when you initialize it, yeah, so there's no need for it to be in the var set to 0 by default, because it's set to 0 here automatically each time. So that can be taken out. Let's try it. Let's try taking it out in the vars and see what happens. Where was that? Was it in the vars? Okay, here it is. Yeah. Job index. This This can be split up differently, I think. So these are more like these are all variables that are just numbers, and these are HTML elements, right? So this could be split with HTML. The same way audio has its own section, the elements can have their own section, and then the numbers to initializers can have their own section. Yeah, that would have been more helpful. I'm just looking through here. This is quite interesting. Okay, I didn't know you could do that in jQuery. That's quite cool. Because I guess I'm used to seeing backticks, but there's no variables being used, so it's okay to not have backticks. But yeah, you could essentially, you could just do that without jQuery, right? And that should put an HTML in place. How would I check if that works? I mean, this needs to be that because it's getting the button element. But here, promotion button. How would I check if I haven't broken the game? How would I get to the promotion page? Let's do that. Oh, here we go. Try promotion. Okay, so maybe I have broken it. Promotion on. Oh, it's got some jQuery stuff. Fine. Okay, so it makes sense to have that. What was I doing? Yeah, so I was saying this could just be split in a different part, but yeah, if I get rid of that here because it's set already when you reset the game. So kill that. Let's do something. Play failed because these didn't interact with the first. What? That's a weird issue. Play. Just do a few things. Try for promotion. Use brownie points. No. Just click around. Wow. What? Wow! Look at that score. That's insane. When I'm just not trying, I do really good, and I can get promotion. Start your new job. Wow. Okay. Next scene. Okay, that's wow. Use promotion. Okay, fine. Can I start again? How do I start again? Oh, back to intern. Wow, sales manager. I think it's better to play this randomly than to play it by reading. Wow, president of sales. Okay. I'm having way too much fun playing this game. Having more fun playing it than I am going through the codes. That's, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's a good thing to say. Wow, chairman of the boards. I've won the game. Back. Okay, so I've just proved. Oh wait, maybe I haven't proved. Yeah, it didn't reset it. Why didn't it reset it? Because when you click this button, it should run the function which then sets the job index to 0. So why isn't that not saying it's 0 anymore? That's weird, isn't it? That's weird. That should have worked. Unless... No, that should have worked. Because either you have it here and you don't have it there. Yeah. Unless load game is actually loading the game. No, it's doing what I think it should be doing. No, actually, this is not doing what I think it should be doing. So this is when DOM content loads and it runs this. Okay. So is this even necessary? Let's just have a look. So DOM content's loaded. I'm in 0. Do some stuff. Play the game again. I want to just get back to the beginning really quickly so I can test this functionality. Okay, I wasn't meant to. I was meant to do badly, but I'm doing really well. Okay. I guess I can use brownie points and then I'll do really bad. Oh, what happened there? Why did it reset? Did I make any changes? Let's try that again. Okay, minus. I'm doing really badly. Boom. Reincarnate. Okay. Yeah, it takes me back to the beginning. So that's how that works. So yeah, I don't think that's necessary over here if it's being set over here. So that's something that can come out. I haven't actually, let's go through this. I haven't gone through this properly. So you've got career begin, change the formatting a bit because it's easier to read that way. Scene index. Okay, so if it's less than 3, I think what would be good to have, and this is more for readability, is for scene index. So there are different numbers for scene index, and I guess based on the number, it gives you the position. So mailroom clerk or chairman of the boards or sales manager, whatever, I'd prefer to have the number, the text in place. So how would I do that? Something like this. So if I had, what is this called? A scene index, right? So scene index, that could be an object. So that's JavaScript by default. That could be an object with, an array with an object, or it could be an array of strings, right? So it could be, I don't know, clerk, manager, right? No, actually, this should be an object. Sorry, this should be an object with something like a clerk, and then it'll be, I don't know, 0, and then manager 1, something weird like that. This is akin to an enum in TypeScript, but then you can have scene index. So scene index equals scene index dot manager. So that's way more easier to read than to have number 3, because I don't know what number 3 is to me. It means nothing to me. Or you could just have 3 be a constant variable, and that'd be equals 3. And then so if scene index equals is less than manager, now I know that I'm at this manager promotion level, if that makes sense. So we've got that. So if I'm less than 3, which I don't know what that is, you get the job li. Is that the job list? I don't know what that is either. Text position, index title. Okay. So it changes the text based on the position you're in, the scene index, and changes the choices. So there's a more readable way to loop over this, and that would be to use, what is this doing? So we've got outcomes length, that's fine. So you're looping over outcomes. It's actually quite big. So what I do is you could do outcomes for each, right? So I'll make that constant. Constant over here. Actually, you could probably destructure that outcomes, and then that can come into here. Oh, scene index, that's coming from, okay, that's coming from there. So you can grab that, or you can call that, I don't know, scene outcomes. Is that a thing? Scene outcomes, and we can loop over that like so for each, which is my preferred way of looping. So you get the value or the outcome, scene outcome, and you get the index, which is what is being used here. I think, is that being used? Yeah, the index is there. Okay. So for each of that, you've got the choice. So you can grab all that and put that in here. And scene outcome is, actually we don't need index if we've got the outcome, like so. And you've got the action. I can't spell. Like so. And this is a lot less code. Well, not a lot less code. This is a bit more easy to read than that. So let's format that and replace this with that. And let's see if that worked. So technically it should work, but sometimes it doesn't. And usually because I've made a mistake. How do I test that? So play. I'm assuming that works because the options are showing. I'm actually going to get rid of the comments as well because they're a bit more difficult to read. Actions div, append choice. This all makes sense to me. Let's put this down here. Get rid of all that. Okay. The thing is, I don't know what. So in the comments it says there are 4 scenarios. I don't know what they all are. So I was thinking of refactoring this to have the scenario names, like I had an example. But I don't know what they all are. I could make them all up. I could do that. I guess I got that far. So there was clerk, sales manager, sales rep, and then chairman of the board, right? Those were the 4 options. So I could do that, but I don't want to right now at this moment in time. This here can be refactored to use a string literal, which is my preference. Let's put the volume down. So string Mitchell will have the $, curly brackets here, and that will be like so. Okay, so we're winning. Const there, and yeah, I think this is fine. This is good. Wrap that around so I don't have to scroll vertically, horizontally. Actions button. I'm assuming that's not reassigned. This could also be, I like to have my consts at the top if I can. I know that's not always the case, but I like to put them all in one part. So we've got that here, click function, arrow function please. And then, so yeah, the action button, when you click on them, what they'll do, index this. What is that doing? I have no idea what that's doing. Action index. Action index. Genuinely couldn't tell you what this is doing. I guess it's getting the number. What does that do? Actually, okay, so that's action button. I guess there's some kind of funky jQuery stuff going on that I don't know about, but we'll leave that. Okay. What we could do, we could use a guard clause. So we could say if, instead of having the else, we could say if scenario is more than 3, which is the opposite of that, right? Then we could return try promotion, which means it'll get that far in the code and not go any further. So we can get rid of this whole if else. Okay. Cool. I guess this must mean how many questions you've answered, I think. That's not that obvious. Okay. Take action. So take action, I guess, is what happens when you click on a button, I'm assuming. Yeah, click on a button, takes action. This could be in here, right? I mean, maybe not this one, because this is referring to, I guess, this function, or the context. But these two can be inside here. They don't need to be over here, because each time you take action, it will run these two. It will run these two things. I don't know what this does. So actions div. I guess that's the choices you have. So it gets rid of all the choices. Fine. There could be a function for that. Remove choices. Yeah. There could be a remove choices function. It's just a bit easier to read. So I could do something like this. Const remove choices. And that could be a function to do actions div, something like that. So you can have remove choices. Choices, something like that. Is that how you spell that? So that could run there. So I know what's happening when the code runs. It's removing all the choices. And I could do the same here. Let's just check that. Check the game still works fine. Boom. Nope, something's broken. Ugh, what did I do? Let's put that back. It's always good to periodically check. Okay, I'll go to that completely then. Hard refresh, play. No. Something I did earlier has broken it. It's not these two things. I don't know what's going on there. What did I break? Is it the loads thing? I don't think so. I can't imagine it's that. No, I can't imagine it's that. What did I break earlier? What? It must be to do with the actions, right? Because the buttons load. Yeah, the buttons load. I can't imagine it's this guard clause I put in place. The buttons load, when you click on them, it's not doing what? Is it because there's this? Yeah, something I've done has broken it. Let's just put everything back the way. Let's just put all my new changes in place. I can figure out what I've done with this GitHub thing here, just to see what I've changed. So I got rid of the comments. Oh, it's basically a bunch of formatting. It's difficult to see with formatting. Let me just think. It's to do with the actions, right? So when you click on a button, takes action. It's definitely to do with the action. Because everything else works fine. All the options for promotion, all the actions are working. Just when you click on it, which is what this is happening, what this is doing, it's not doing the action. Yeah, this is working. These are all the choices. This works fine. I just can't imagine what I would have broken. Somewhat annoying. I would say, okay, let's have a look at the old stuff. So I'll get rid of that. Don't need that anymore. Let's compare files. Okay. So this is what I've changed mainly. Got li, so this is all formatting. So you've got the loop. The loop should be working fine. Append choice, that's all fine. Action, is it because of the action button? No, that can't be right. Action buttons. Yeah, that's all fine. So on click, menu, this, take action. Yeah, I couldn't think of anything that's causing an issue. Unless, no. Let's just put all this back, right? I'll put all this back in the code and see if that fixes it. If it's not that, then it's something else I did before. Okay, so something I did there broke it. So what could it be? I've got no idea. Because I'm looking at the code that existed before, and what I've changed it to. Oh, is it the action buttons? Action buttons. Because this has got different syntax highlighting. No. Oh, should it be a let? No, I don't think so. Should that be a let? It's annoying that it doesn't tell you any of this stuff. I think TypeScript is a bit more helpful when it comes to that. Right. Play. No, same issue. Is it to do with that? It can't be, because if I put this back, sorry. I don't know what I pressed. Let's comment this out. So this is my new one, my new refactored one. And the old one is there, play. Yeah, I don't get that error. So is it to do with that? No. Oh, it could be. Maybe it's running too soon, right? I don't know. No, it's not, because it still has the errors here. Chat, does anyone in the chat have any clue why this is not working? See next. I guess what I could do is just refactor this bit. So the first thing I changed was this, I think. Hang on a minute. Yeah, let's put the guard clause back. So we're going to put this here. Just to figure out what's causing the issue. I'll just put things one by one. It's not a fun thing to do, but sometimes it has to be done. Right, so I'll put that there. Is it the return? Is it because it's returning? No, it's not that. So that works fine. Yeah, the only thing I really changed was that and the loop. Let's move this action button a bit higher. I remember doing that as well. And then we'll put that loop here. Replace that with this. Oh, did I get rid of something else? No, that's one place as well. Okay, grab that. Comment that out. Comment this out. Okay, so something there happened. So it's to do with the loop. Why is the loop not working? Does it return anything? Put the old loop back. So you've got actions, append, choice. Choice. genuinely couldn't tell you. So it's to do with the choice. No. So choice is the same. Yeah, choice is the same pretty much. Actions, appends, choice. I genuinely couldn't tell you what's causing the issue. Could it be the I guess what I could do. Does it? I can't genuinely. Okay, so let's do this. Let's first. Oh, it's got an action. Is that why I don't? No, that's included. So the scene outcomes dot action. That's the same as this, right? No, that's different. No, I think it's the same. So we've got scene index dot outcomes. So we've got scene index dot outcomes. So we've got all the outcomes in the array, and then they each have an action. So that's got dot action. Yeah, I don't get it. So let's console or let's debugger. Let's hit debugger here, and then see what's going on there. So play the game, hit the debugger. So I just want to check what's going on with job positions, index, scenarios, scene index, outcomes. Here we go. Outcomes of action. So this will loop over each outcome and put the action here. Yeah, and all this works fine because it's just text. And that appends it, right? So I don't get why. No, because all that works fine. So there's something else going on for. And if I put this back and do a debugger on the same thing, I guarantee I'll see the exact same data. So I don't get why. It's super confusing to me. Super confusing. It shouldn't be that confusing because it's dead straightforward. Let's get rid of this. I don't need it anymore. Play. Boom. Something going on here. Something going on because this is just text that's rendering, right? And that all works fine. So the actual rendering and displaying of the text works fine. Must be something on the buttons themselves, right? So if I hit that and click on that, all that should work fine, right? I've got scene outcomes. Oh, this is different. No, this should be the same because that has an action. Yeah, all that works the same. Scene outcomes, brownie confidence, results. Yeah, all that works fine. I don't see why it's causing any issues. Spending way too long on this, much longer than I want to. When you click on the button, action index, action buttons, index this. I guess I don't know what this is doing. That's my issue because this is doing something when you click on it, right? So if I were to put a debugger here, and then get rid of that, refresh the game, inspect again, and then play, click on an option. Yeah, it's not triggering this. That's the issue. So something about this actions div is not triggering the button. Is there some kind of code I'm missing? Because you've got actions div. So actions div has all the buttons in there. And then action button. What is action button? That's a good. What is action button? Let's have a look. So each one of these is action button. This is actions div, which is fine. ID choice. This is a bit weird. ID should be unique. They shouldn't. There's some styling here. That's a bad thing. ID should be unique. They shouldn't have the same. But we can fix that later. So the issue I'm trying to figure out is why is it when I click on the button, this function doesn't trigger, this debugger doesn't trigger, but if I have the for loop the other way, which is like so, then when I click on this, it triggers something. I don't know why. Play. I've got the old one in there. Don't need that at the moment. Okay, boom. Oh, hang on. That even doesn't do anything. What is that about? This is... Huh? It didn't update. Oh, it did update. So it's not the loop. That's weird. That's weird. Is it this? No, it can't be the actions button. Oh, it could be. Oh, it could be. Yes, I think I know what the issue is, because putting this up here, I think the actions button doesn't exist. No, it does exist. Oh. No, it doesn't exist. Here we go. So it doesn't exist until it gets down here in the code. So up here it doesn't exist. So it's trying to grab something that doesn't exist until later on in the game. There we go. So I think my error was moving that const. So like I said, I like to have the const at the top when that's possible, but in this case it's not possible. Just made a mistake. A really weird mistake. I don't know why I did. I saw it coming out, I did it anyway. So here, this action button here is should be down here, because it doesn't exist until later on in the game. There we go. Although, undefined result. Okay, I'll deal with that later. But how would one write that properly? How would you avoid someone else from coming over, refactoring it, and breaking the code? So I think this should be at the top, like action buttons. Is that set to 4 spaces? I don't know why it does that by default. I like 2 spaces. So let's action buttons like that. And if I was using TypeScript, I'd write the type, but I'm not doing that at the moment. And then here, so you can see it exists at the top as a constant, as variable, and then it's changed here. So something happens that it needs to assign it here. And I think that's a better way of writing the code than it was before. Let's change that into a one-liner, a one-line if statement, because I just like one-liners when I can do them. Okay, so this is looking much more readable. I don't know what these 2 things are doing. Something to do with the text, like that could be in a function, but that's fine. Okay, so we can trigger that, but now this is broken. Result action index dot result. Where does it trigger that? Take action. Okay. Why is that broken? Action index. Where does action index come from? This is a separate function. How does this function have knowledge of action index when it's not passed in as an argument? Action index. Yeah, I think another problem with this code is a lot of things are global. So this function has scene index, which is fine. Action index should be coming in as an argument as well. It shouldn't be coming in as a global variable. In fact, most things should be coming in as arguments. So job positions, that should be coming in as an argument. Jump index is coming as an argument. Action buttons is a variable. That's coming in as an argument. That's great. This should be coming in as arguments. Everything should be coming in as arguments. Because now, action index is a global variable. It's apparently been set to this. But yeah, this should be passed in here, action index, right? And now there's a clash because this is global and this is an argument. So which one does it listen to? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I guess I could change the terminology. Action IDX. Like so. See what that does. No, still the same issue. Okay. Why does that happen? action index. Oh, so this is getting the, I think I see what this is doing. So yeah, so based on the button that's clicked, so there are multiple buttons here in the action button. And what this is doing is getting the index of that button. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, so 4 buttons. This is getting what number it is. I guess one way to do that is you can keep the index in the button itself. So like, I don't know, data index as a data attribute, if you wanted to, and then have that as the index, like so, and pass that down. And then you can retrieve that whenever necessary. But why doesn't this work? I don't understand why doesn't that work. Action buttons. Yeah, it should totally work. I don't understand what I've changed that would have broken this. Yeah, I don't understand. 69mega.com, want to find love? No, I do not want to find love, but thanks for popping into the chat. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I might fix this and I'll start wrapping up. Let me think. Oh, again. I might. Can you ban people? Can you block people from chats? Because this is somewhat annoying. Remove. Is that okay? Can I? How do you ban? Hide user. You can't ban people. Okay, fine. Well, I can just hide the comments. Why is this broken? I shouldn't. That's probably quite annoying, isn't it? It must be super annoying to people listening to this. I apologize. I won't do that again. Yeah, I don't know what would have changed to break that. What I can do, I guess, in this case, is to get just a debugger here, and then just find out information about that button that's clicked. Index is not defined. Is that? Why does it say that? Oh, that's this thing here. I can fix that by doing that, but not that big of a deal. So hit play, boom, debugger, action button. What are you? So it doesn't tell you which one that's clicked, right? Does it do that? Okay. Well, I don't know what to do. So this should be a data attribute, right? So you've got data set index equals 0. I'll just use that. Action button dot data set dot index. This will be easier. Action buttons. No, that's not what I want to do. How do you find the exact one that's been clicked? There must be an easier way to see this in jQuery, right? That's probably not the best way to do it. What? You must be able to get some options in the on. I'll zoom in a bit. So we've got on event selector data. So you've got data here, right? So we can. Let's have a look if there are any examples. So on click function. On click name call. Do you get data from the thing that's been clicked? How is this written? So we got on click the function, fine. Do you get some arguments in the function? Handler. Yeah, so you've got event selector data handler. So and these are optional. So what's the selector? Data to be passed into the handler event data. So is there an example with them using those? Okay, so we've got tr. Okay, so that's not what I want. On click name Carl. Okay, greet. I feel like there should be an easy way to do that. So on click foobar my handler, there should be an easy way to detect the exact thing that's been clicked. I mean, yeah, because it should know. Actually, yeah, it should give information. Like if I do an event here or an E, I should get information about E if I wanted to, and that's how the event handler works in regular JavaScript. So if I do, I don't know, CLG console log E, just do a string here just to see what I'm referencing. Refresh that page. Let's go back to the game. Okay, play, click. What do I get from E? Here we go. So we've got information about what's been clicked. So does it give me the index? Will it give me that much information? No, I would have seen that. But arguably you should just pass the data that you need, because what does this need result? But because I've put the data attribute, I guess I can get that. What will that get passed into here? Bubbles, button, 0. Oh, I could just use it. I could just look at this one. Choice action button, data, current target. Here we go. So we've got current target and we've got the data attribute I've put in here. So data, here we go. Data set index string. So this is what I want. So I can do e.currentValue.dataset.index, right? Current target. Is that what I want? Yeah, current target. So e current targets.dataset.index, and that should fix that. Just double checking my terminology if that's correct. Dataset, yeah, cool. Save, get rid of all this stuff here, close, and refresh. Cool. And just like that, it's back to normal. I like your videos, thank you. Oh yeah, I appreciate your comment, Felipe. I will do a hacks video next week Friday, so I'll do another stream, and I'll be focusing on online multiplayer. So if that interests you, check out the stream on next week Friday. It's the first time I would have done something like that, so it'll be a struggle, I admit, but it'll be fun. We'll learn together. Okay, I've been streaming for 1 hour and 7 minutes now, so might start wrapping things up now. Let's just refactor this take action function. First of all, this should really be a const. The issue with changing this into a const is I don't know if it's reassigned. How do you do that thing where you do, is it TS check? At TS check, there's a thing you can do where you can get TypeScript to check your code. Here we go. This is what I want. See? This is the error you get. So job positions should be passed in as an argument or should be imported. That's ideal. But because it's not, you get all these errors. Okay, so I think it should tell me, like if I was to do that const, will it tell me if it's reused somewhere? No. I guess this is fine. A lot of variables happening, but it does make sense. Confidence, I really like the naming he's used. It's easy to read. Job positions, can't find the case, so that should be, again, imported. So what is this doing? This is saying removes the choices, that's fine. Gets the results from, let's get rid of that, that's quite annoying actually. So it gets the, gets the result from this. And then adds the result to the result div. So it gets the confidence as well. From here, because each outcome has got confidence in it, adds that to a div. Oh, hang on a minute, what's going on here? Is there like a, why are there two different confidence messages? Because you either have a hang on a minute, confidence plus or confidence minus, so why are there different ones? Because they're both the same. Confidence loss message, where is that used? Determines which score. So if confidence, I see, but this is the same. What's the difference? If confidence is higher than 0 and brownie is higher than 0 or equal to 0, okay, then we do that. Confidence message. Yeah, this is, I don't get why they're separate. Confidence lost message and confidence message is actually the same. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, I see. This is a plus. Is there a plus on one of them? And a minus in another? I don't see why. I'm completely lost because there's nothing in the code that indicates one should have a plus, one should have a minus. Let's console log this just to see what's going on. Oops. CLG. This is a snippet, by the way, I've got in the code. I was watching machine learning programmer on Commodore 64. You get me interested. Okay. I guess Commodore 64 is quite difficult to work with, so I can't imagine that being interesting to watch, but yeah. Okay, so we've got confidence 50, which is fine, plus 50. We have a minus. So why does it say plus minus? Because there's nothing in here to set. Oh, I see. So there's a confidence plus. Well, you can that can be worked out with code. We don't need that. Let's get rid of this. Sometimes VS Code is good, but if you're zoomed in this much, it's so difficult to work with. Yeah, Felipe, let me know how you find that Commodore 64 video you watch, and if you find that interesting. I probably wouldn't do something like that, but let me know what you find interesting about that thing, and I can do it in my videos as well. Okay. Okay, so we're going to dynamically figure out what to add here. So first, let's change this into a string literal, because they're much easier to read, in my opinion. And then confidence can be destructured. Just saying. This is a preference of mine. Okay, and that can be stuck in here. And then we don't need to do this. I don't know why this is here. Okay. Right, so now we're going to figure out how to determine this. And I think based on the console log, it would say in the code, right? Const, what do I put? Const unary operator, which is the plus or the minus. Why is there a plus? Oh, I see. So if the value, so if confidence, if the confidence value is a number, I guess this number is more than 0, more than equal to 0, then we want to if it's more than equal to 0, then we want to include the want to include the plus. If not, then we just want to have nothing, right? So that can go here. How do you spell unary? Unary, that's how you do it. Okay, unary operator. Spell checks always so useful. Play, boom. So we got plus, next scene, plus, plus. Are they all pluses? There must be some minuses. Okay. Outcomes is missing. I can't believe I've got that many pluses. That's so rare. I'm checking for plus minuses, but I've just got so many pluses. Okay, here we go. Here's a minus. There we go. So that's how that works. And now I've got 2 minuses. Okay, so we've got another issue. Outcomes. Why did that break? Cannot destructure. Oh, because it doesn't exist sometimes. Oh, I see. So if it doesn't exist, okay, we can deal with that. I guess if it doesn't exist, let's just put that. I could do something clever, but there's no point. I'll just do that. This is easier. Cool. Have I got same issue? Because it doesn't exist. Outcomes doesn't exist. Okay, fine. That's fine. If it doesn't exist, that can be an empty array. Yeah. Why was that not breaking before? Why is it when I changed it, it started to break? Why is it still saying that? Oh, let's just put that there. Leave me alone. That is what is that? Is that a optional chaining? Yeah, optional chaining. And this is a nanish coalescing. Feel free to Google that. I'm not gonna explain it on the stream because it's quite difficult to explain. When I was younger, I started programming machine language for fun. What do you mean by machine language? Like assembly? Is that what that is? Did you write assembly, Felipe? Or were you writing PAL assembly? Yeah, so it must have been assembly during 1980s. Oh wow! So that's like old school game programming. Did you made Commodore 64 games? Wow, that's insane. So do you work in game development now, Felipe, or is it still a hobby? I'd like to know because that's hardcore stuff. I can't imagine. Like if you do work in game development, you must be pretty senior in your job because that's some hardcore stuff. And what did you use back in the day? Assembly 6502. What is that? I've never heard of that before. That's crazy. Wow. I can't. What is that? What the syntax? Like, what does that look like? What syntax is that? Is that what you used to write? Did you write? Is that what you wrote, Felipe? That's insane. Look at some images. Okay, yeah, this is definitely before my time. I can't imagine writing like that nowadays. Yeah. Wow. That's yeah. You've done some good in your life, Felipe. You've made it easier for people like me to code games. So I appreciate that. Okay, we are refactoring this. I mean, I could refactor this some more, but I don't want to. Or what I could do, actually, will that break this? Felipe deserves some awards. People like him. Oh man, this is a LM. So the reason I'm destructuring this is purely because of readability. So I can replace this with result like so. Brownie, and I can get rid of that. Oh, there's already a variable. Okay, so I can get rid of this whole thing. Why was this variable not used here? That's quite interesting. Anyway, I can put that down there as well. So fingers crossed, this should all work. Yeah, I think it should work. Yep, looks like it's doing what it should be doing. Yep, cool. I don't know what these errors are referring to. It must be referencing my plugin or something I've got in my Chrome, not Chrome, Arc, my browser, whatever. Right, so we are doing some good refactoring. And I hope this is making sense. If you have any questions, people in the chat, feel free to ask, or people watching the video after it's been uploaded, feel free to ask in the chat. I'm happy to answer at any point in the lifetime of the stream. So this is the next big thing to refactor. How would I do that? So if confidence and brownie, So what I think. So this has got the same issue as that, right? So this can be refactored to use an unary operator. In that case, someone's given me something. I heard a sound. Someone's done something. Did someone subscribe? Oh wow! Thanks, Vasil, for subscribing. That's really cool. I appreciate that. I don't know if you subscribed from the stream or subscribed from something else, but thank you. I appreciate any subscription. Yeah. So what I'm thinking is, this confidence message was different for, was different based on this plus and minus, but because we've refactored it, we don't need this anymore. This whole if else is unnecessary because they each do the same thing. Well, actually, no, they don't. Let's just get rid of the brownie lost message. I can't speak. Let's get rid of that, and then we'll use the same technique we've done here for brownie as well. Confidence, and then this can be the brownie one. This could be its own function, but I won't go that far. I think I'm happy with. Yeah, it could be its own function. I don't. So many options. Brownie, and we'll change this to use string literals because I like them, and we'll change that to that. I think this is good at the moment. Yeah, this is good. So I can put that in place of this, and now we just have one brownie. So we don't have a brownie lost message, just have a brownie message. And because of that, these two are identical, I think. Yeah, these two lines, so 42 and 43, and 48 and 49 are identical, right? Completely the same. So we can get rid of this bit here. Yeah, we can get rid of this whole thing here. Now, if confidence and brownie are both more than 0, this one hits. Actually, let me see that option. This is if they're less. So at the moment, it doesn't really matter if they're more or less. They both do the exact same thing. And this as well. So what's the best way to do it? I think, yeah, if confidence is more than 0, I don't know. I don't know what's separating these two. So if confidence and brownie are more than 0, and if confidence is more than 0, you do that. I guess he's assuming brownie is more than 0, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter, doesn't it? Oh, I see what's going on. So if confidence and brownie have both been changed. No, I'm so lost. So if confidence and brownie is more than 0. Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, this is only HTML5 with VS Code. Yeah, with Visual Studio Code. So it's not hacks at the moment. This is JavaScript. They look quite similar, but yeah, I think the next stream I'll do. So if you join in next week Friday, I'll do a hack stream and I'll focus on hacks pixel and online multiplayer. So yeah, you're welcome to join next week, but you can learn from some JavaScript code if you want as well. It's good to always keep learning. I'm just trying to figure out the difference between, because here is if the confidence is more than 0. If it's less than 0, do that, but at the moment it doesn't matter if it's more or less. So why is it that sometimes just the confidence is updated? Yeah, I don't know. Because they can both be updated, right? I don't see why not. Let's try that. Let's get rid of this whole if else. And let's just put that there. Right. See what happens. Okay. I guess because you only want to display the brownie points if it's more than 0, right? Is that correct? Let me have a look. Let's put that back. Okay. So the way it was before is if the brownie points have changed. Yeah, so only show the brownie points. Hang on a minute. Oh, I see. So if you have one brownie point, then don't show it anymore. So as long as you've got more than one. If you've got no. Yeah, if you've got more than one brownie point, then show the message. I see. Yeah. I see. So brownie point only displays if it's more than 0. What's a brownie point? That's a very good question. So this game here, that is a really, I don't quite know what a brownie point is. That's a good question. So based on the answer you pick, you either get confidence or brownie points. Who is 69 mega and why are you polluting my chat? Can you block people? You can't block people in chats, can you? Can I hide the user? I don't know what that does. Okay, fine. Yeah, so brownie point I think is another way to I don't know. It's just something. It's just a value that's in the answer. Yeah, but it looks like if a brownie point is more than 1, it doesn't display anymore, right? Whereas if a confidence, yeah, let me have a look at something. Sorry, I'm just thinking ahead here. So with brownie points, so 0 minus 1. So it's only either 1 or 0 with brownie points based on this data. So why? So if you get 2 brownie points, okay. So we've got 2 brownie points. So it only shows the brownie point if it's more than 1. But if it's 0, okay, I get it. So if a brownie point is 0, then just show the confidence number. But if it's more than 0, then show the brownie point. That's fine. So what we can do what we can do is if brownie point is more than, if brownie point is more than 1, then we do that. Else, we just do that. Yeah, it's like a category. Yeah, I think so. I didn't make this game, by the way. I'm just learning. This user is so annoying. 69 mega. Please leave my stream. Put user in timeout. Let's do that. Okay. So if brownie point is more than 0, then you display the message. If not, then it'll be just confidence and you display that instead. Right, let's check that. Play, boom, next. Here you go. And that's it. And that is a massive change to code from what it was before to what it is now. That's so much easier to read. And we could even just have that one in there, because that's all that really changes. We don't need that. And if you wanted to, we could even change this to change it to a ternary, right? So we could do that and do that as well. So then that's a tiny bit more cleaner, I think. Oh no, we don't need that line, that semicolon. And I can clean that up, and there we have it. Yeah, it just looks a bit weird because it's formatted differently. So that should be formatted like that. There you go. I'll leave it like this. This is easier for me to read. Okay. Actions, next scene, click function, arrow function, please. And then it just removes a bunch of stuff. This dot remove. I don't know why the this keyword is used so often. What is this referring to? Is it referring to the whole function? And then you begin your career. Oh, so this starts the game again? Oh no, it starts that career function again, fine. If on the last job title or the third scenario or further, okay, fine. This will make sense. This could be a ternary as well, but it's fine. This is the exact same thing. Oh no, it doesn't. This changes, fine. I think what I'm going to do is call it a stream. So thanks everyone who joined the chat. I mean, I hope you found this useful. Also to the person who gave me this code to review, I hope it wasn't too painful for me to go through your codes, and I hope you learned something. I've certainly learned a thing or two about jQuery. But yeah, as usual, please subscribe. Check out the membership options below. I've got some new membership options that will give you some cool perks. Well, actually, they'll help me more than they'll help you. But yeah, the more members I get, the more I can do this. Currently, I'm streaming only on Fridays. I'd love to stream on more days. So please support me where you can. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you found it useful. And I will see you